Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today I'm going to do something that a lot of people probably won't like. Well, I know a lot of people don't like it as it is, but mostly because you've never had it cooked properly. Well, and then there are some people that just don't like it because of what it is. And what I'm speaking of is liver with onions, and I do mine with bacon because I like to fry everything in the bacon grease. Most people have had overcooked liver, if they've ever had it, and that's not good. It's dry and it's awful. But that's the way a lot of people's parents used to cook it. And you don't have to overcook your liver. It is much tastier and much more tender and moist if you don't overcook it. So I'm going to show you how to do it today. The first step is to get our bacon on. So let's go do that. And that was 5 strips of a lovely fatty smoky bacon. Now what we want to do is slice our onion. Now this is a sweet onion. If you can't find one this large, you will probably have to go with 2 or 3 other smaller onions. You could use white onions or yellow onions. This is technically a yellow onion. Now, question. Do onions make you cry when you slice them? Do you slice them this way? That's got a lot to do with it. When you're slicing your onion, you want to slice it this way. Because if you're going this way across it, you are breaking far more cells in the onion, the plant cells. If you go this way across it, you break less. So you're less likely to end up with tears. So let me cut that end off, and let's just do it. Sorry, but I am right-handed, so there we go. And no tears. Now that our bacon is cooked and the fat rendered out, we have a couple pieces still have some fatty looking bits on them, but that's okay. I'm going to turn the heat down because we don't want to burn our onions. We want them to caramelize, which is going to take a while. So you want to start this early, but I'm also going to pour off some of this fat. So I want to make sure I have enough left to cook the liver in. The bowl seemed to have had a bit of water in it. Such is life. So there we go. I'm going to pour off about half the fat. Now we want our pan to cool down a little bit. We don't want, like I say, we don't want to burn our onions. Caramelized and burned are not the same thing. I wish I could have explained that to an ex-boyfriend, because he burned pretty much everything. I know it looks like a lot of onion, but when it caramelizes, it cooks down and caramelizes, there's not going to be that much left. It does shrink quite a lot. I'm going to throw a little bit of salt in there. And we are going to leave this, probably going to take an hour, depending on how hot you have your pan. And you honestly don't want it too hot. You want to do this slowly to make sure you get the correct caramelization and not burned. It's actually the same process as caramelizing onions for French onion soup. So if you're familiar with that, now even when it looks like it's still not browned on top, it is browning underneath. I've just turned this over and look at the lovely caramelization on these onions. What was on top was still fairly pale, but it's now getting there fairly quickly. So we have maybe about a half an hour to go before we have them caramelized to the proper level. Now that we've got our onions caramelization stage we would like, I mean, you can take them off sooner, you can leave them a little longer, but this is about where I like them, and you can taste them. And decide whether or not it's good for you. We're going to set them aside on a plate because we are going to use the same pan to cook our liver. One of the things my mom did to remove some of the strong flavor from the liver was to soak it in milk. I don't find it that terrible. If you want to soak it in some milk, go for it. But I'm keeping this for my mashed potatoes. And what we want to do is get ourselves some seasoned flour, which is just basically all-purpose flour. Some freshly ground pepper to your taste, and some salt. Make sure you mix it well together. Then we're going to take our liver now here, this is labeled as, let me get the label out so I can read it to you. This is labeled as skinless sliced liver. Okay. If you're in Canada, at least in BC, that is what your liver will be. It will be skinned. A lot of other places don't skin it. So you will have to take that membrane off. Now, personally, I've never seen that because the way we buy it here, it's skinless. But if it's not skinless, you are going to want to remove that membrane. Okay. Now, in an effort to make sure that your liver does not stick to the pan, just give it a good scrub, just with your spatula. Once the oil is hot. Now, we are going to take our pieces of liver and coat them in our seasoned flour and lay them one at a time in the hot bacon fat. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're going to let that cook until it's brown on one side, and then turn it over and brown it again and take it out of the pan. This honestly does not take very long because we're not trying to cook it to leather. Okay, it doesn't take very long. It's only been maybe a minute, and we're going to flip them. There we go. And we're going to give it another minute or two. And actually, at this point, I'm going to turn the heat off and just let the residual heat cook. So we just want to brown the outside. And then it's coming off the heat, and we're going to make our little bit of gravy. Okay, can you see that? The red coming through there? The blood? It's not actually blood, that's telling you it's cooked. When it's releasing its liquids, it's time to take it out. Now we're not done yet. We're going to cover it with some tin foil. And let it rest. That will cook it some more. The residual heat will continue cooking. Our pan we are going to deglaze with a little bit of red wine, about 1/4 of a cup. There's 1/4 of a cup of Merlot. We're just going to glaze the bottom of the pan here. And we have some beef stock. And this does not have to be homemade. This can be any beef stock that you prefer. And we're going to bring that up to a simmer. What the fuck is that? Give me a spoon. That's liver and onions. One of my favorite dinners. I know it's not everybody's choice, but it is good. It's healthy. There's a lot of minerals, vitamins, and things in liver. If you could cook it properly and learn to enjoy it, it is wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far through the video, make sure you give it a like. Subscribe if you choose. If you hit that bell icon, you'll know when I put up a new video. I do put up videos every Sunday morning. I'll see you again soon with a new video. Thank you so much for watching.